All right. Is that better? Oh, of course. First stream, nothing. Hey, Hungry. Great to see ya. Welcome on in. Just setting the stage. So as I was saying, welcome on in to Genesis Defector. Set the stage. Sega won the console war back in '96, and we've been hunted by the very people that were supposed to protect us. But along the way, it looks like I found the last piece of technology from the other side. So I'm going to be restoring and recording this for future generations to understand. So to start things off, we've got the very first Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. let's do it. Register your name. Pan. So I've always thought this guy, Link, looks a lot like Peter Pan. Alright, let's do it. Help me. Please help me. I am a prisoner in the dungeon of the castle. My name is Zelda. Yeah, saying names out loud. The wizard Eggman has done something to the other missing girls. Now only I remain. Eggman has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the Seven Wise Men seal. I am the dungeon of the castle. Oh, I am in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me. Pan! I'm going for a while. I'll be by my morning. Please, don't leave the house. Alright. I have to say though, this is probably essentially my very first time playing this game. I feel like I probably said I beat this game before, but it's like, I don't know what I was thinking. Probably, what is it? Link's Awakening. You've got the lamp! Now you can light torches and see your way in darkness. Alright. I've heard from a lot of people that this game is, pretty good. But I've never really given it a fair shake. So what do people think about... Ooh, fairy. What do people think about Zelda in general? I think it's very hit or miss. Hey, hello there, Redox. Nice to see you this evening. Help me. I am in the dungeon of the castle. I know there's a hidden path from outside of the castle to the garden inside. Redox, I was just saying, I'd like to know what people's history is with either this game or Zelda in general. Very, very just interested. It's the kind of thing that I just love to hear about. I myself, I don't think I've actually played this, but I've always been very interested. Guess what? The first game I ever streamed? Nice. That's awesome too. I've heard that not only is this a good kind of gateway, but it's very enjoyable. You're a little quiet. Can you turn your mic up? Yeah, I've got it. It's sick. Alright, let's see if that's any better. But I know as for me with Zelda, it's very hit or miss. I really loved the very first Zelda game I played, which was, what was it? Oh yeah, Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color. I absolutely loved that game as a kid. I was like, I think 10 when I got it, because there's one time I got my Game Boy Color. But for all the other games, it's like, I enjoyed Ocarina of Time, but going back to it, it's kind of rough a little bit. I didn't like Twilight Princess, but I'd want to give it another chance. I got really frustrated by the Wind Waker, and then also, just me personally, I also really like the sequel to this game, which everyone says is proof that I'm gonna enjoy playing this one. Link Between Worlds was a lot of fun. And it's kind of like how Link's coming to Super Nintendo. Oh, it says, help me, I'm in the dungeon of the castle. Yeah. I know there's a hidden path from outside of the castle to the garden inside. I think that's where I'm headed. Oh, so you've only played the first NES game many years ago? I played that when I was very young. Like, I was in kindergarten, and after school, there was this program we went to, and they had a bunch of NES machines that you could rent out, or an Atari, and there were different games, and one of them was the very first Legend of Zelda. Oh, it's the only 2D one you've played as a kid, Redox? I think if I had a Super Nintendo, I might have, but I was from the Genesis side, and then I went to N64, so I never got this game, and none of my friends with Super Nintendo either had this game or really like talked about it. So I think that's probably why it's been kind of a mystery, and like the whole Super Nintendo side of things has been a mystery as well. Oh, so this is our uncle. Oh, Pan, I didn't want to involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield, and listen. You can focus power in the blade. Then release it using the secret technique handed down by our people. Pan, you can do it. Save the princess. Zelda's here. And I've seen the Eager After cartoons. Like, Zelda's my what? And I think it's Destiny is what was implied, but still kind of funny that it's unclear. Let's see. Well, I'm outside. I have a feeling this is not where I'm supposed to be. But yeah, so Hungry or Red X, have either of you played the other game's Seats, either streaming or on your own? I guess since being an adult, going back into retro, or is it only kind of what you've had time on streams to tackle? I know for me, I like to play some more, but I don't know when. These games are so expensive to collect. Like I was just looking into getting the GameCube version of Twilight Princess. And wait, this is where it just was. It was way too much money for me. I played it on the Wii, but I just couldn't get to the motion controls, which is why I think when they release or re-release Skyward Sword, I'm really gonna get into that one. But that's one that I haven't really given a chance just because of the controls, which is kind of sad, but I mean it's also a point of accessibility or playability. So this is outside, but it looks like it's inside the castle itself. Still alive. Can I go in? Yes. I'm wondering when the story's gonna pick up more, if it's kind of like this. I do enjoy not having my handheld the whole time. It's fun to actually play a game, but there's one side of me that's like, I don't want to advance the plot until I found kind of everything out there to see if it's, you know, indeed like there's treasure or anything. But I also don't like going the right way the first time, if that makes any sense to anyone who's watching. Like, I feel like when you go the right way, you then potentially miss out on the other things you're supposed to find. I personally have that nagging doubt, whether it be a game like this, and especially in RPGs, that I'm just missing something. After Aghanim took over, everyone began to act strangely. I suppose it's only a matter of time before I'm affected too. So, it looks like this person's not my enemy. No backseating. Alright, if you think that's fair. I don't mind. I guess I don't mind general kind of like, I guess I'd call them quality of life things. Oh, it's nice just to get health to stop the beeping. But I more so put no backseating in the sense of like, oh jeez, I get annoyed, and it's not just with playing games, but with things in general. Because I have done broadcasts before for like radio, where I interact with people, and it's kind of like, why aren't you doing this or that? And it's like, you should go here, and you should say this. And with gaming, you know, not only in the sense, that sense of discovery, which is kind of like, yeah, that's still important, but I don't like it in the sense of like one or a group of people just kind of hijacks. But if from that sense of you as the viewer, either you feel that way or you feel like there's a sense of discovery that I just need to get good and figure out. That's fair too. I can respect that. Okay, so this wasn't where I was supposed to go. Yeah, I don't want to get too thrown off of my gameplay, but I also don't want to be just playing in absolute silence, because that's not really fun either. This is where it came. But yeah, all other things are welcome too. If you would like to speak about just I think Moobot will like cycle to it eventually, but I just love hearing about people's experiences with this game, even if it's not like, you know, like, oh, I finally beat the boss after you know, fighting them for like 3 months and, you know, stay up all night, but like just other memories, like maybe you played this with your parents. I had a friend who got not this game, but Ocarina of Time, and on that Christmas morning that they got the game, their mother played through the whole time that they were playing the game. And that's a lot of fun. Where I know for me personally, the first video game I ever played with my mother, we would sit together every night, and this is after I was in kindergarten. So we would play through it, and we got to the ends, and most of the school year I was playing the game was Mickey's World of Illusion, which is, again, Sega Genesis, but I just remember that day that we finally beat that final boss. It was just very sweet. So any stories like that, I love to hear from people. That's my favorite thing, and I put that in the description too. Like, don't worry if mentioning something like that is a spoiler, because in the grand scheme of things, that matters less to me. Like, I really love to hear what other people have to say with either games they grew up with or discovered later, just sharing with people at any time. And I think that's true with just the retro scene in general, and especially people playing on Twitch. I think I'm going the right way now, but I also think maybe I'm just going in circles. Let's see. This is very... It's very satisfying to kind of see. And oh, thank you for the follow, El Dr. War, and then also Red Oxy followed me earlier, and I didn't shout that out. I must have missed it. Apologize. Hey, yeah, I was just lurking before bed. Oh, well, thanks for wishing me a good first stream, Dr. War, and you take care. I always appreciate lurks. I've definitely said before, both in other people's streams and off stream, I think lurks are kind of the backbone of Twitch, and I think they're very underutilized. Oh, the boss's key. You got the big key. This is the master key in the dungeon. It can open many locks that small keys cannot. So to just kind of wrap up what I was saying with lurks, I think not only are they the backbone, but it's a sense of... I think when you're small, people kind of see lurks as like, oh, I'm not engaging with the chat enough, or I'm not going to be successful. But the kind of real way I think about lurks is that these are the people that care to show up and support you, and not give you any, you know, criticism or harshness while you're streaming, but then they have your back, and I feel like those are the best kind of people to reach out to as well, to say like, what did you enjoy or what did you enjoy? And I feel like if you have someone lurking and you require them to talk to you, that's kind of missing the point. I don't think people think of this enough as a broadcast. I mentioned before that I have done radio, and when I did do radio, if I was out there thinking like, why isn't anyone calling into the show or giving me feedback, that would be extremely boring to watch. So, long story short, appreciate the lurk, and thanks for supporting me. And while I was meandering, looks like we came across Legend of Zelda. Yeah, exactly. As long as you're enjoying the stream, that's all that matters. If you're not enjoying the stream, what are you doing with your time? Thank you, Pan. I had a feeling you were getting close. Pan, listen carefully. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I feel the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. Do you understand? So at this point, I always like to say no, and to just have them repeat themselves, but eventually it gets into a cycle, so yes. Alright, for sake of brevity and moving forward, let's get out of here before the wizard notices. I know a secret path, but first, we have to go to the first floor. Let's go! Great. And some more rupees. So I think I just have to go back to that area that I saw before when I was kind of spinning my wheels and saw that big door. Now, with this being the beginning, I wonder if there is going to be a boss fight, or if if it's just gonna have me get out of here. But I don't know. So, the other thing with this game is that I did pick it because it was Zelda's 35th year, but I also kind of picked it just out of the recommendation of so many people. Not only for streaming, excuse me, just for that. Not only for streaming, but because a lot of people have really recommended I play this game, and there's a point where I think essentially this is still, even if I have played through this game, my memory of it is so gone that this is essentially my first playthrough. But people are saying you've got to experience this game. It's one of the best. I am enjoying it so far. But I did enjoy seeing the... Oh, I died. Oh, nuts. Let's see where it brings me. Hopefully not at the very beginning. Oh, okay. So I'll just get out of here. But, because it was Zelda's 35th, I figured, well, not only was it recommended, but point in time to play what a lot of people consider to be the best of all the Zelda games. And the pace is very nice. I think what I didn't like about what did I say? I think what I didn't like about Twilight Princess, going back to games that I do have experience with, is that that was the first game that I kind of came off the whole first understanding what Zelda is. And if I had played this game, and I don't remember it, the first real big Zelda game that I played was Ocarina of Time. And I think with that, it's at this mood of you get the dungeon item, and you use the dungeon item. And that's kind of what a Zelda is. But from seeing things like sequelitis and other people play this game, it's like, no. Zelda is really about exploration and kind of using what you have to get a lay of the land and move around. And I think maybe after I give this game a full go, I'll go back to that one, because this is not supposed to be like that. But so far I really don't have a dungeon item or seen a dungeon boss, so maybe my appreciation will change. But let's see what this is. This is a secret passage in the throne room that leads to Sanctuary. I'm sure the old man there will help us. Okay. So is this going there with it? The ornamental shelf should open. Do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside, and you can't see without one. If you're ready, let's go. Let me push it from the left. Oh. Hey, zombie paper, good to see you. How you doing this evening? I am giving my go with Link's Awakening. This is my well, I can't be too sure, but it's essentially my first time playing through this game. And I was just saying earlier, Zombie, that when I came to Zelda, and especially with Twilight Princess, and why I think I didn't like it was that I had played Ocarina of Time and some other Zelda-likes. And to my understanding, Zelda was, you get the dungeon item, and you use the dungeon item on the boss, and game kind of plays like that. But from my understanding, with this game especially, and I don't really remember the first one too well, it's that you play Zelda and you kind of use the tools that you have to kind of make your own adventure with of course the overarching plot. Oh yeah, I like the aesthetic of the television screen. So the reason I did that was both in the sense of using what I had to its best abilities, because the web camera that I have isn't really that great. But I noticed that if you shrink it down and use it on black and white, and you adjust the gamma, you can get a clearer picture. But then I wanted to match the retro aesthetic, so I had it be a CRTV with filter. So I'm really glad you're digging it. But to go back to my previous and meandering points, one second. After passing through these sewers, we'll be really close to the sanctuary. Oh, so I'm going the right way. Let's be careful. Is that I had played Twilight Princess and I didn't like it because I had been taught that it's like you learn mechanic and then you do it. But from my understanding, this game isn't like that, and I haven't played enough of it to know exactly. But that's something I'll figure out. But when I played Twilight Princess, there were so many aspects of that in the beginning where the game, it seems like it's teaching you something, and then I tried to use that teaching opportunity that the game taught me, and it wasn't what we were supposed to do, so then I got frustrated. But I think maybe if I'd come to it after playing a game like this, or having a different idea of what Zelda is other than just from Zelda likes, and playing games like Ocarina of Time, that perhaps I would have appreciated more, which is one of the reasons why I want to go back to it sometime after I play this, and see if that's true. The CRT looks good. Oh, so you haven't played Twilight Princess? I mean, have you played other? I've seen your streams of the original, but have you played other Zelda games to kind of have an idea? Do you think that's the right track? I know Ecoraptor, that was his biggest kind of both criticism and points that he made in Sequelitis about comparing this to Ocarina of Time. So I'm interested to know, or maybe if the only one that you have played is the original, that maybe you don't have as good of a kind of comparison, because it's been so long since I played that game that I don't really remember. You haven't played any of the Zelda games after Ocarina? Okay. Have you played this one then? No. Oh wait, no. Have you played any pre-Ocarina that weren't Link's Awakening? Because I feel like Link's Awakening is very untraditional, both in the sense of being a Zelda and still kind of going back to that point of you use the dungeon item to defeat the boss, but that game's such an outlier. I guess I don't really know as much. it definitely feels different from this and every other Zelda or Zelda-like I've played. No, I died again, of course. Oh yes. All right, so I'm not too far back, but still, I think now I know what I'm doing, so it won't be too bad. And then Moobot brought up a great point. That's something that, as I gain an audience and play more games, I really want to stress. If you have any special memories with this game, please let me know. And don't worry about it being a spoiler or anything, because I much rather would have that kind of experience to talk with people than feeling like maybe you're spoiling the game by saying something. But anything you want to share is like, I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. And I'm out of magic. So I am on the right track. I think before I was spending too much time on these rats. And it doesn't seem like it's totally necessary to get where I need to go. I could be mistaken. So I think I'm heading the right way. Sanctuary is just over to the door. Pull the switch over there. Okay, so I was in the right place, I just died. Yes, I want to get the rights. Oh, you lost interest in? Why is that, if you don't mind me asking? Because I know people really view this game as Zelda Darling, so it's interesting to see, to hear your opinion of why maybe you did fall off with this game. Oh, looks like I got out of here. Princess Zelda, you are safe. Is this your doing, Pan? How does he know my name's Pan? Yes, it was Pan who helped me escape from the dungeon. When I was captive, the wizard said, "Once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men will open. Pan, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the seal of the seven wise men, evil power will overwhelm the lands. Before that happens, before it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can." I sense there's a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions and augments his magical power. The only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is legendary Master Sword. It is said that the village elder is a descendant of the seven wise men. Maybe he can tell you more. I'll mark his house on your map, but watch your every move. I am certain that the castle soldiers will be looking for you. I will hide Princess Zelda here. Do not worry. Seek the elder. Do you understand? Yes. Oh, you didn't have the patience for it? Oh, found a heart container. Your heart level increased. I've kind of had a similar situation happen to me. Not quite exactly, but I guess it would have been 2 years now. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, And I was a big fan of the first one, especially, and I like the second one. And I was playing it, and I got into it, but it didn't really feel like, I guess, what I was expecting. And I was playing on an Xbox One, so it was kind of a little bit of the controls, like my brain. I almost hit a bomb or something. My brain couldn't wrap around the idea of the controls from. This is B. Get out of here. The controls from playing it on the PlayStation 2. So I had issues with the hardware, and I've talked to friends, and apparently I got all the way to the final boss and just gave up then. So I feel that. I guess in a sense you could say that I'm currently playing on original hardware. This is the SNES Mini, or Classic rather. And I have asked people that, does this count as original hardware? And overwhelmingly I've gotten a yes, but it is a little bit different than having a Super Nintendo. But as I've never had one, I don't really want to go out there and I guess collect just in the sense of like, I've always been curious, but these games don't hold that same place to me because I don't have that emotional connection to them. So I think this is a good launching pad for people like me that miss this growing up. But is there something particular about the Super Nintendo hardware, maybe? Since you did say that it was didn't have the patience for it, or do you mean more so as you didn't have the patience for it from either the time you were at your life with your experiences, or your age, or just I don't know, maybe it was like Zelda. I mean, not Zelda, Mario for me. I mean, not Mario, what am I saying? Kingdom Hearts for me, where it's like, man, I can't wrap my hand around this game at this point in my life on the Xbox. Oh yeah, definitely. I could turn down the game music. I appreciate that immediate sense of feedback right now, especially too because I'll definitely check out the recorded VOD and see how everything sounds, but from my tests, everything sounded still okay. But I don't have that real-time feedback to get into, so that's much appreciated. If there's anything else like that with just the setup, please let me know. Like when I started this game, Hungry told me that she couldn't hear me at all. I think maybe my mic was muted or something. Oh, so it was kind of age like the other stuff out there. I can see that. I think it was about 10 years or so ago, I watched Charlie Conroy play Majora's Mask, and he said that he didn't like the game because it didn't have a jump button like Mario. This game doesn't even have a jump button. So it's just it can be any kind of like idiosyncrasy, expectation just to throw you off, and sometimes just going back to a game from a different perspective and different things going on in your life, maybe you can enjoy it more, maybe you'll enjoy it less. I think maybe that's probably what poisons us in nostalgia. Yeah, I'll turn down the game audio. Let me turn up my mic. Oh, the game audio is still loud? Is that better? I hate the beeping. Can you hear me versus the audio better this way? I did turn my mic up a little bit. I can turn my mic up a little bit more and the game audio down. Is that a better balance? So what I hear is the House of the Lumberjacks, Bumpkin, and A Bumpkin, B Bumpkin. So they're two bumpkins. Maybe it's nothing. Audio mixing is tricky? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's very good. Very good that it's sounding better now. Alright, so getting back to the bumpkin. I just wanted to make sure I got that, especially for everyone listening outside. Maybe it's nothing. This tree kind of feels as if we cut it. Yo, Pan! Mysterious fog has recently fallen over the forest. We have to be careful. Sound advice. Audio up a bit. All right. Oh, don't trick me like that, game. I thought for sure this was going to be a fairy fountain. I was like, perfect. Get all my health back. There's no fairy. Game. Alright. So, I do have a map that I'm supposed to follow. I am stubborn. Let's see. Shard of magic. Let's see if I know where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, definitely. That's a minor, well, I guess I can even say a mega inconvenience for something like this when you've got that competing kind of sound that you can't really isolate well with because it's, I guess in a sense, overpowering. So I don't think I'm in the right area, so I gotta get out of here. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can do some fancy maneuvering. Okay, so I'm getting close to where I need to be. Nice. No more beeping. So is the audio good? Now that we don't get the beeping to contend with? Let's see. This way to Kakariko Village. Okay. I don't want to put up with them. Who's this? You look like you might have an interesting destiny. May I tell you your fortune? I'll make it cheap. Sure, why not? See what he's gonna say. Maybe you can tell me who Zelda is. Zelda's Zelda's my what? Okay. I'm assuming this is just a general hint area to get you on track, but we'll see. Hocus Pocus. You will find the Elder. Oh. Why do you do this to me, game? Sasharala. That's my best attempts. You'll find the Elder Sasharala. Now I'll take 10 rupees. I hope you will be healthy. Yee ha ha. Okay. I think that's where I was headed, but... Now, if there's anything I've learned about Zelda, is don't mess with the chickens, because they'll get you. But you know what? I have enough health. Let's see if attacking the Kukos does the same thing it used to do in all the other Zelda games. Let's see if they come after me. Alright, nothing's happening, and I don't feel like torturing that poor chicken for no reason. But I know in the other Zelda games. Wait. Get back to that in the thought in just a sec. Okay, so for what this means to me, oh man, let me explain myself. So I guess Ocarina of Time is the first mainline Zelda that I really got myself into. And this music is the exact same as the music for Kikurio, excuse me, Village Then. So when I imagine when people in like, I think 98, maybe 97, heard this music for the first time there, they were just like, oh, that brings me back to playing Link to the Past. But for me, playing Link to the Past, it brings me back to playing Ocarina. That just puts a real smile on my face. That's really special. That's really cool. I think this is where I was supposed to be. Yes. Okay. So this is probably where the Elda is too. Wanted. This criminal kidnapped Zelda. Call a soldier if you see him. What? I didn't kidnap Zelda. I saved Zelda. Alright, this must be the Elder. Who? Oh, it's you, Pan. What can I do for you, young one? The Elder? Oh no. One has not seen him since the wizard began collecting victims. What? Master Sword? Well, I don't remember the details exactly, but long ago, a prosperous people known as the Hylia inhabited this land. Legends tell of many treasures that the Hylia hid throughout the lands. The Master Sword, a mighty blade forged against those with evil hearts, is one of them. People say that now it is sleeping deep in the forest. Do you understand the legend? Yes. Anyway, look for the Elder. There must be someone in this village who knows where he is. You take care now, Pan. So, with people knowing my name, I'm assuming it's a brevity kind of conveyance for the audience where Link doesn't, or in my case, I'm doing Pan because I think it looks like Peter Pan, doesn't speak, but it's implied that there is some kind of greeting. So, When I mentioned before, and I mentioned here now as well, when they say pan like they know my name, I'm assuming that's what it is, but maybe I'll find out more as I play. Then jumping back to you, Zombie. Um, yeah, yeah, I definitely dig this music. Not only from like the kind of what I've seen in the beginning, but also here for that reason, and it does evoke a sense of nostalgia for that exact same kind of reason. Um, because when I played Ocarina of Time, I was probably 10 years old, maybe 11, and I think that's part of why it took me back, like literally in my chair for a moment. I was like, wow, and that was why that was so special. When I was in college, my friends Austin had a similar kind of. I'm not sure if there's anything behind the house, but as I was saying, my friend Austin had a similar kind of working conjecture with kind of why kids. Well, it's the borderline of when you're a kid and become an adult through college, I think. But that's why we revert back to like laughing at words like duty and wanting to stay up all night and play games and stuff, and like not always go to class, and not always in a sense of like maybe you're too hungover because you had too many beers, but in that kind of gleefully juvenile way of like, I'm gonna skip school and no one can tell me. He definitely thought that was nostalgic as well, and that reminded me of it very much so, and I wholeheartedly agree. So you're about my age, approximately. If you were 12 when Ocarina came out, because I think I was like 11 or 10. That's cool. I think everyone in that kind of retro niche that I'm in as well, with like Hungry and Red Ox and the people from Raijin and Doctor O, like the Guardians. I think we're all in that kind of mid to early 30s range. Some are a little older, a little bit younger, but that's kind of what I've seen. And I think that's kind of also what brought me into the retro community too, because when I first came to Twitch, I had a very different opinion than I do now. And all I was seeing was like the Counter Strike, PUBG, Five Nights at Freddy's players, and I was like, it's fine if you like that. There's nothing wrong, but like, there's that kind of disconnect where I didn't feel like that these were people that I could really have connections with, because like they all seemed very young. Not only from the sense that like I'm not hip anymore, but um, I didn't connect to them as well, like when I was in the chats or showing up. So I think that's kind of why this niche really stuck with me and got me into streaming, and here I am today as a streamer. But let's get back into it, shall we? Yo, Pan, this house used to be a hideout for a gang of thieves. What was the leader's name? Oh yeah, his name was Blind, and he hated bright light a lot. Okay. Oh, treasure. Hmm. Can I get the treasure? See, my thought is to move the blocks But then my other thought is, yeah, say if I can move it down, I can't then move this one over. Oh, you know what? I think I have an idea. Let me try this out. So it'll be 35 in August. Okay. Alright, that's one. Could you bump the game audio? Yeah, I can do that. No problem. I think I kind of figured out this puzzle. Does that sound better? It's always a tricky thing to kind of figure out. Alright, so... And then maybe I think I have to do that again from the other side to the last one. Exciting. Content. Is this engaging? Is this what you want? Are you not entertained? Got it. I did, you guys. I figured out a children's puzzle. Alright. A little more with game audio? Sure. How's that? How's that working? The wanted sign. Alright. Oh, that windmill. So as I was saying before, I have played the Game Boy Color Link's Awakening, and that windmill is exactly the same in the town square. Just another little thing to, another cue to pick up for the fans. I like seeing, you like seeing people? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the GGs. Yeah. Not too taxing, but still. A little bit of a head scratcher. You sir, have you been going through life without any excuse me. Have you been going through life without one of my hold anything bottles? Yes, I have. Well, step right up and make your life complete. I've got one on sale now for the low price of 100 rupees. What do you say? Interested? I'll take one. Goodbye, thanks a lot. Now hold it above your head for a whole look to see, okay? It's good for business. I like that. This is a magic bottle. You can store an item inside and then use it for later. Alright. Oh, I have a boomerang. I have a boomerang I haven't been using. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. I'm guessing it's the same thing with the bottle. Wow, I'm amazing to catch though. Can I throw? No, I can't throw here. Pots. Hello? Is anyone home? Oh, sorry. I actually didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I can't bring you outside. I didn't know you were hiding there. Hey, here's Pan, the wanted man. Soldiers, anyone, come quickly. Uh-oh. Jig's up, they're onto us. That wasn't too bad. Legend of Zelda. Link to the past. Grass cutting simulator. You're tasked to mow the lawn of the villagers. Kokoriko Village. Move over. Farming simulator. This is what the people want to see. What's this guy up to? Hi, Pan. Elder. Are you talking about the grandpa? Okay. But don't tell any of the bad people about this. He's hiding in the palace past the castle. I will mark the spot on your map. Here you are. Thanks, kid. I assume he means grandpa in the sense that he's old, and he's not that kid's particular grandpa. And I kind of wonder if that's a translation thing, because it seems like a term of endearment. But at the same time, if you were to call someone old grandpa here, they might not appreciate it. May I help you? Select the thing you like. Press the A button. Price is marked. Okay, I definitely want some bombs. Nice. Just load up on bombs. Yeah. Oh, I can't carry anymore. Well, at least we have some bombs now. Blow things up. One thing I do kind of wonder about is if you can use bombs in conjunction with arrows and make missiles, like in the other Zelda games. Mumble mumble. My son really liked to play the flute, but he went looking for the golden power and has not returned. I wonder where he is and what he is doing now. Z. Whoa! I saw her. A very nice young lady at the waterfall wishing, in the hills where the river begins. Pan, you should meet her at least once. I'm sure you will like her. Oh, you can't make bomb missiles? That's a shame. That's one of my favorite things to kind of do. In the games that I have done it, like always going back to Link's Awakening, but it's just a nice kind of Easter egg I discovered by mistake. But I think you're right, and I think you're right also too, because think of it more. It seems like you can only equip one weapon at a time. But it might be different, because I see kind of in the corner of the screen, there's what I assume is arrows. And I have 0 because I don't have arrows or quiver now. So maybe I can use it with a bomb, but I'm guessing you have to equip the bow separately. So that kid did mark my map. Alright, so I've got to get to the other side. Kind of where I am now. Onwards, on with the adventure. On with the cutting grass content that everyone is dying to see. That hedge was too powerful for that soldier. Oh. This looks like a little beard man. If my lost partner returns, we can temper your sword. But now, I can't do anything for you. So we gotta find him in the scene. Grass cutting is nice meditative experience. I agree. It's that little sense of zen. It's also something that I guess you could kind of make a meta game in the game itself of just going around and cutting all the grass, but from what I can tell, it looks like the grass just comes back when you get off screen. So in that sense, you're kind of like Sisyphus, always cutting the grass, but the grass coming right back. Maybe I can bomb this peg. Pow. Nope. I'm guessing there's a way to get into this well, but I probably just can't do it yet. Onwards. Make sure I'm going the right way. Oh yeah, I still got a ways to go. So I have previously mentioned before, and also I said this to, I think, Redox and, oh great. Oh, game over. I'm probably going to be doing that a lot. Oh. Well, let's start from my house then. I named this character Pan because I think he looks a lot like Peter Pan. But just getting into the fantasy aspect itself. No problem. As I was saying, I can't lift that rock. One of the things that I think it was specifically about death, but just that sense of adventure. I lost my train of thought, everybody. Professional broadcaster here. Oh, there's another area, but I don't need anything right now. Don't need anything from this shop. The sense of adventure and progression. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if the train really even got to the station. Oh, nice. My shield actually did something. Just what exactly... Oh, dead again. I was like, what exactly is going on here? I think those are called Octoroks, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, question of the day. I think... Actually, I don't know. It'd be a little too close to call. Because it was around the time that I remember I started going to school. Great. And that was the time that I first played my very first Zelda game. But I think my first kind of experience with knowing what Zelda was in terms of the property was from the television show. And it wasn't even a show in and of itself. It was in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That's not nice. There was the Legend of, I think it was just called The Legend of Zelda. And it had that one character with that phrase with just all the time, "Excuse me, princess." And I'm not sure, but that might have been my first realization of the property. I wonder if I can blow this up with a bomb. Nope. Rats. There we go. Alright, where am I going? Alright. I'm guessing I can't go into the water. At least not now, because Zelda is one of those games that's nefarious along with the others about kind of going into the water will hurt you until you get some kind of swimming item. Not even a swimming coach, which would be something I'd expect more, but just touching the water without like flippers or something makes you drown. Which is in and of itself, I think, a little silly, but it's a sense of short form that conveys, like I mentioned, where I guess so. But I and I'm sure a lot of people have always just, no, this isn't the bridge, been someone who loves going into the water. I learned to swim when I was very young. I also lived where the ocean wasn't too far away, and I had a pool. And I don't know if you're at all familiar with Tomba, but with that game, you drown or kind of take damage from touching water. But it's not because you don't have like flippers or a snorkel mask or something. It's you don't know how to swim. And someone literally teaches you how to swim. And again, I appreciate a sense of conveyance, like, you know, you need the blue tunic or you need the snorkel or the flippers or whatever. But oh, I got arrows. I don't have the bow, but I got arrows still. But you can still swim without those things. So I don't know. maybe that's just me thinking about it too much. Man, I'm just really spinning my wheels trying to figure out how to get to this place. Let me go all the way down. I think it's good to think about games like that too. You have to. So here's kind of the thing with that. You I think when you make a game and it's part of a series, nice, that did work. You do have to think of what is the audience going to think. So maybe if in Zelda before the player had to get flippers, they'd want flippers. I'll get back to that thought in a sec. I will soothe your wounds. Very nice. Oh sure. No, I'm not at the point where I'm frustrated enough that I'll need help. I just hope it's good content for you viewing this guy kind of not knowing what they're doing meandering about. But no, if I'm at the point where I do need help, I think I will not be shy to ask. Or even if no one's around, just pull up a guide and talk to myself. You know, that way I know someone's listening. But to cycle back to my thought before I forget and start meandering again. Oh, it's fine content. Thank you. Yeah, there is a little simple pleasures in just seeing someone figure things out for the first time. It's a sense of communion. And not in the sense that you're like sharing something with them physically, but you're sharing an experience. So it's almost kind of spiritual in the way. But you know, shut up and stop talking over myself. But what I was saying with that is that when you have an audience and they understand that Zelda is great. I'm good at games. They understand that, okay, you need the flippers. Then your audience is going to say, well, of course I can't swim because I need the flippers, but you also need to make it accessible to the sense of like someone who hasn't played the game or enough of the series to either know or even in my sense remember, because I haven't played a Zelda game really in a long time, and you know, I sure haven't played these type of Zelda games in a while. For the most part, it's my guess would be like a Blue Tunic, just from coming from that Ocarina of Time as I'm most familiar with. But it's a sense of like, how do we not only just cater to the fan sensibilities, but how do we build off what the fans are gonna expect? In the sense of that they enjoy, because you kind of have that direct feedback of I completed the puzzle and I get the reward. So there's a balance of just someone like me coming to this game and being like, well, humans can naturally swim, so why would I think to look for a flipper? As opposed to someone coming into the franchise and thinking to themselves, you know, why wouldn't I look for that flipper? Dead. Good thing is, it didn't take too long to get there. so it won't take too long to get back. And that also is assuming I'm going the right way, which is another thing entirely. Oh no, this is zombie. This is definitely a more great, a more casual stream, and it's also just a game. Like, I kind of hesitate to use that analogy. Oh, great. Of it's just a game too, because games are very enjoyable, and there is value to a sense of not wanting to waste your time and the audience's time, and progression, and going back into that feedback loop of like figuring things out feels good. It's enjoyable, but also when I do say it's just a game, it's more so in the sense that, like, coming at it from my understanding, I think a lot of gaming spaces can get toxic and kind of lose track of like priorities. And I know, or at least what I'm thinking now, is that my ability, especially with a game that's new to me, is probably not going to be what the draw is. So it's like, I goofed. And I goofed again. So let's laugh about it instead of cry. Okay. So maybe I should be more cognizant about how I present the it's just a game kind of thing. Maybe like right off the bat I won't want to say that because that might turn people away for the wrong reasons, but it's just nothing this way. You know, meet it with good humor and enjoy yourself. You know, don't make gaming a slog in any sense. If I was going to be like a professional, I would definitely be doing. I would definitely be playing this game a whole different way. And I also don't know if I'd be streaming it either, because I definitely think there's a right way to broadcast and to provide content without both speaking to the audience and acknowledging that the audience is there and kind of wants to get your direct feedback. When I hear people say, just in generally, you know, you've got to speak to your audience, I think that is very good advice, because you definitely don't want to ignore your audience. I feel like there are people who approach Twitch as like, oh, I'm gonna play video games and I'm gonna get famous and make money. But that misses, I think, part of the broadcast side of it. But on the same token, if you're very good at a game, I think that there is an audience who will watch you just play the game very well. And those people don't need you to talk to them. And it's not in the sense that they wouldn't appreciate you to shout them out or to acknowledge them. But their experience coming to you is that they want to see you play well, and that means to them, maybe they do have to sacrifice that sense of interactivity they get from going to the stream. And then, of course, there's people who are very good at gaming and can talk to people, and they're just on another level, which is outside of kind of the scope of what I'm talking about. But that falls into what I believe is know your audience, and knowing my audience, and not only the people that I want to interact with, because I do want to treat this as an active broadcast that I can interact with the people that show up. But I'd also just like to kind of speak my thoughts too, because again, from the outsiders that are seeing me stream that might want to stop by, the people that I do want to attract are those people. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's so tricky because people talk about audiences, and not just on Twitch, but like anything, YouTube, whatever. They're like, oh, I want to get a lot of viewers. Great. Everybody wants to get a lot of viewers, but and that's like another side of not treating your viewers as a number, as a statistic, because if you treat your stream as like, I want to get the most people in here, it's not good cultivation, because like, I feel like if just bringing in a large group of people, it's like maybe they don't want to be here for what you want to provide them. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of my kind of like feelings about raids, because while I definitely appreciate raids and what they do, and like getting a larger audience to see you, like, it's a great form of exposure that I don't want to kind of like throw under the bus and say like, oh, raids are important. But it's like, a good raid is very, I think, specific. And I don't want to gatekeep and say like people are doing raids wrong, but it's like the audience of people that you have and what they come to your stream to expect. When you raid someone else, what you're saying to your audience is that I want you to see this person, because I think from the content that I create, you seeing them, you would very much appreciate their content too. And that's a little problematic too, because then it's like, well, what if you're a big streamer? Like, you're not going to raid small streams and give them a chance? I don't mean that either. Like, I don't want to be harsh, but it's like, if your stream is showing up for you and you're going to send them off to another person, then you kind of want to send them off to someone they're going to enjoy watching. And maybe they're not like you in the sense of like, they don't play the same games you do, or they don't stream the same things you do exactly, but in the sense of like, hey, I want to use my influence to bring you to someone that I think is going to be worth your time. So again, I don't want to be a huge gatekeeper about it, you know, and I don't want to say like, oh, you're rating wrong or whatever. But again, audience consideration. And I see that you agree that when you rated Dan, you thought of you're matching. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Cross pollination. Take some rupees, but don't tell anyone I gave them to you. Keep it between us, okay? And I have noticed too from like, because I do follow some big streamers. Um, not only because I like their content, but I enjoy what their perspectives that they have. And when a big streamer like Harris Heller is someone I watch, and like I enjoy what he says, but when he says like, yeah, raids don't really matter, like I don't get my metrics don't really matter much on raids. I kind of see what he's getting at, but I'm also seeing the sense of like, I feel like maybe people are rating him as a celebrity rather than they're rating him as like, hey, check out Harris Heller because this is similar to my content because he's doing his own thing. And I kind of view him as a pioneer in that regard. And I think maybe that's why he has his view of raids that he does. Yeah, when you're winding down, you definitely want to spread love too. You know, if there's always going to be that sense of nepotism. When I finish tonight, like my stream isn't going to go too much longer. I'm probably going to save in the next dungeon or so. I might raid someone that isn't particularly like one-to-one with my brand. But again, I think you'll enjoy who they are. Like, I'm not sure who's on right now because I'm looking through OBS. But I might raid the Renaissance because I don't know if you or the rest of my audience who's here knows the Renaissance, but so far from who I've seen come in, they're either mutual follows of both of those, or Zombie. I don't know if you know the Renaissance, but he does live stream paintings, and he's going to be doing one tomorrow. Or at least I think he is, because he traditionally paints on Saturdays. And he is gaming tonight, and he's playing, I think, a Sega Genesis game. And I guess our styles aren't too different. Like, I think he's much more patient with games than I am. But, so I think there's a lot of value for him to check out because not only do we have mutuals, but from what I know of you and the rest of the audience, I think you really like his stream. And then that's just my Mubot commands. So I'm not affiliate, and I don't know if I'm going to take the affiliate position either. That's something that I'm going to seek legal counsel for. And that sounds a lot more kind of bigger than I'm making it, but I do want to look out for my brand too and cover myself. So I'm not too sure, but that doesn't mean that I won't take affiliate if I get there either. It's just right now I'm not too sure. So I have that knowledge to say that I'm not affiliate yet because like this is literally my first stream. I couldn't be affiliate, but also because I'm not sure that that's exactly the path that I want to take with what I want to do, not only with this channel but with just my brand in general. Oh, an ice rod. Very nice. Doesn't look like I can move these blocks. Might need to come back here later. Oh, and you have heard about the Renaissance from Hungary? Yeah. She also introduced me to Renaissance, and when I first came to Twitch, I was using it as background noise when I was writing a book. Okay, so I think I've gone off the beaten path a little bit here, but that's okay. But yeah, and I was like, oh, I don't know. But I finally checked him out one day because he was doing a painting stream, and I really enjoyed it. And then I did start showing up for more and more of his streams as well. But he is a solid guy. And oh yeah, definitely one of the people who encouraged me to stream, because even though I love the community, I was kind of like, well, is anyone really going to be interested if I stream? And I got some good receptive feedback, and that got me interested in streaming. And that's why I'm here today. All right. I'm kind of stumped. Oh, you know what? I was going for this bridge here, but I think this bridge here is the bridge that I need to cross. So I think I need to go back. Learning experience. This is content. I am on my way to a better tomorrow. Let's get out of here. Hey, the cool thing was that I got bombs and the ice rod, so maybe that will come in handy. Yeah, I totally agree. So I don't know what your view of branding is exactly, but I've seen you've liked some of my tweets and kind of agreed with. I feel like our generation has a negative view of branding from kind of what we grew up with. And I kind of see it in pop culture too. Not only with people from when I was younger, like Bill Hicks, but from like Rick and Morty, where it's like, oh, you're in marketing, that's kind of a joke. And there definitely is the part that I completely agree with the ethics of capitalism. But I don't want to get that into too much. But what I want to say from that side is that a lot of people have a negative view of marketing because of that, and because of kind of like the Reagan-esque early 90s era, where I think like marketing used people a lot. It wasn't so much what it is now in the digital age, where it's about promotion of your brand. And I really think good marketing is an effective form of communication. And that you really want to give yourself as much as you can. I mean, within reason, like you have to have boundaries, and you have to look out for like, your health and your well-being and what you can provide to people without, putting yourself in financial straits. But like there's been this kind of like zeitgeist switch from like, how can I make a buck off my customer with marketing, to how can I really reach out and make people fans of my brand. So Zombie, you mentioned that there's the low-file smile, and if people won't like it, yeah. So when I see, I guess, your face, so to speak, because you're not using your face in the sense that I am. There still is a face in the sense that there's eyes with a smile, and it's welcoming, and just shorthands. Not only is there that sense of like seeing the face and giving it the click, but they're seeing the smiling face, and then also with your little zombie paper character, you also have the thumbs up and stuff. So there's that immediate sense of like not only goodwill, but the sense of this person is friendly and approachable. Oh god. There goes my Amazon home. I think it stopped. Good. But otherwise I was going to have to be right back. Alright, so I think at this point I'm just going to make progression. I definitely started a lot later. The other day I worked out a lot of kinks with my stream. And when I have more time, I think I'll be able to stream longer. And I also really didn't get into the lore much, but that was also because I wanted to say hello to people, and I only had about a couple hours to stream, but I will be calling it quits close to midnight my time, and I don't want to push it to exactly midnight. So right now my time it's 1:37 p.m. So what I think I'm gonna do is try to get to this next kind of dungeon area, and then head out for a raid. So I'm gonna really beat feet and kind of do it to it. And I'm a little afraid that I'm gonna die before I get there. Alright. I'm assuming this is the Elder. I am indeed Saharshrala. Let me try that again. Saasrala. Forgive me. If I butchered it. The village elder and descendant of the 7 wise men. Oh really, Pan? I am surprised. A young man like you is searching for the sword of evil's bane? Not just anyone can use that weapon. Legends say only the hero who won the 3 pennants can wield the sword. Do you really want to find it? Yeah, of course. Good. As a test, can you retrieve the pennant of courage from the East Palace? If you bring it here, I will tell you more of the legend and give you magical artifacts. Now go forward to the place. I like that there's health here. I'm gonna see what's behind this wall. Rupees? Bombs? More rupees. Alright. You try to convey that, but that's the lo-fi, but it works well for me. Yeah, I definitely dig it. And oh, okay, so we're pretty close. Maybe I'll just walk in there and then send people off on a raid. But yeah, that's definitely how I feel, and I think it's good branding because it works. Must be getting close. Yes, we made it. All right. So I am going to save and quit here for now. And I appreciate y'all for being with me. This has been my first stream and kind of real, well, essentially the first time playing Link to the Past. I appreciate you being with me, and if you want to hang around for a bit, I'm gonna send you off on a raid. All right. Yeah, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Appreciate talking to you, Zombie, and rest of the audience. I hope you're entertained as well. Let's see what we can raid. Let me open up Twitch and see who's on right now. So we've got quite a few people. I think I might go with the Renaissance, not only because I wanted to pay it forward to him in that kind of sense of like nepotism, like I was saying before, which isn't necessarily bad, but because I think it would be a good place to send you. There's other people too, but I think I see them streaming here a lot. So I just think it especially would be fun for my very first raid to send you all to Renaissance. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna raid the Renaissance. All right. Wow. Let me just bring his handle up. And let me open the stream manager. Oh, thank you, Hungry. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your immediate feedback, too, to let me know that you couldn't hear me. Because that would have been a disaster. Yeah, so let's raid. All right. So I will see you all over in the Renaissance side. And until then, thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. I should be on tomorrow at around the same time. And I'll also kind of let you know what a better schedule for me will be. Because I definitely want to continue streaming as much as I can, but I have some other things, some other projects too, so I don't think I'll be streaming every day. But that's kind of where I am. All right, well, thanks for hanging out again, and I'll see you real soon.